YouTube channel.
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for movement. Don't look for a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course, you're living on a spinning ball in outer space. Your government would never lie to you. They wouldn't lie. Scientists wouldn't lie either. They wouldn't tell you that cigarettes are good for you and asbestos is a good insulator.
The world's flat. Believe that. Because this man is telling you.
No, do not believe that. Believe your government. They love you. They would never lie to you.
Send people to Iraq.
Do not look at this information. Don't look.
So why are we sending our young men and women to a country that doesn't need nobody?
We don't send anybody. They choose to go. Because they love their government. Because their government loves them.
What?
Pay your taxes. They are good. That's why they keep raising them. Your government would never lie. Trust your government. Don't ask questions. Why would they lie? Why would they tell the truth? Don't ask why they would lie. Ask why they would tell the truth. Why would they tell you where you live? They can't tell you like that. Ray God. Ray God.
Hey!
Live long and prosper. Question everything. Question everything. Keep it true, man. Keep it true. Know your truth. Question everything. Oh, don't question everything. Trust your government. They love you. They would never lie to you. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for movement. Of course, you live on a spinning space testicle.
What's good, Danny?
You are a speck of dust in the giant vacuum of space. Don't trust your government. I mean, sorry. No, trust your government. Trust them. They love you. They would never lie. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for movement. Don't look for a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course, they're telling the truth. Of course, you live on a spinning space ball. Don't look at the information. These crazy flat earthers don't know anything. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for movement. Don't look for a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course, you live on a spinning space ball.
We landed on the moon.
We landed on the moon, even though we can't go back now. We used to have that technology, but we've destroyed it, and it's too painful a process to build it back. But of course we can go to the moon, and we did it 6 times, even though we can't go through the radiation belt today. Don't question your government. They love you. They would never lie. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for movement. Of course you live on a spinning space ball. Don't look at a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course it's possible. Of course you live in space. Of course there's billions and billions and billions of stars out there. Don't look. Don't look. Look away. Look away. Don't let them squash your balls. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on the spinning ball within. Your government would never lie. They love you so much. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin.
Here's what it looks like from the inside.
They love you.
So the world is basically...
And they know that taxes are good for you. That's why they continue to raise them.
I mean, this is...
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin.
The United States should be about...
Oh, boy.
Don't worry about a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course you live in outer space.
I'm listening.
This is not a realm. You live on a ball. Of course water can spin stuck to a spinning ball. Haven't you seen water stick to a spinning ball? Trust your government. Love your government. They love you.
It's a lie.
Your government is your deity. Love them. Love them.
They're all pimps.
I have a question.
The government is pimps.
Watch that video. I just watched a couple documentaries, nothing really more than that. Yeah, a couple other ones. It's propaganda, right? So my question for you is, how come no one has traveled to the edge and had photographic evidence of it and put that out?
Actually, even when he's like 10 feet off the ground, you can still see it.
But there is allegedly some photographic evidence of this being declassified as
So it's out there, but the government is hiding it from us,
It's not
right?
even hiding, it's like hiding it plain sight, right? If they say that they've released it to the public and you don't go searching for it, then you know there's no like the
So
evidence.
it's out there,
Yeah,
but at the same time, obviously with Photoshop and everything, who knows
Yeah, that
what
could
the
be
truth
fake
is.
too, right.
So as a believer like yourself, you don't believe the Earth is flat?
No, I don't believe that. No.
Okay,
I'll tell you what,
so you
I'll tell
know
you
it is
what.
fact
I'll
to
tell
say
you what.
that. So
A
how
belief
come?
is a thought process. I do.
Sure.
Honestly, I believe that. But the knowing is, I'm not always
You're the only man in here.
what got to me is scientists' measurement of the ball hurt. Okay? And what it says is that for every mile, you square the mile and you drop 8 inches. Okay? So at 2 miles, 2 times 4 times 8 is 32 inches to drop. Okay? And it gets exponentially bigger the further out you look. And what's happening is we're seeing stuff way too far. So like this one right here, Chicago's horizon, and they say, oh, the bottoms are missing, but that's not the point. They said that the horizon should be up here.
Well, I guess the whole
shouldn't
question
see
I'm getting
any
at here for you is, as someone, not just a believer, but as someone who thinks it's fact, how come you personally have not traveled to see the edge for yourself?
Have you ever heard of the Antarctic Treaty?
What was that? The what? What about it?
Okay, so the Antarctic Treaty was established in 1958. Admiral Richard E. Byrd went out to the Antarctic for 30 years, and he found something, okay, not disclosed yet, but they established the Antarctic Treaty where 58 countries signed it, and they said it's not even questionable until 2040. And what it says is that no government, no commercial entity can ever collect resources or explore or anything out there.
So you're saying if you tried to go on the ocean and sail as far as you
Yeah,
can,
you'll get turned right back around.
someone would stop you out there and turn you around. So at least you know you go out there and you just be turned around. And why is that preventing you from going?
Other people have tried. There was a guy.
Well, as far as you personally, how come you personally haven't made the
Oh, if
decision to
if
go
I
out
had the
there?
funds, I would try.
Oh, it's the fun.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's the
absolutely.
issue.
Dude, if I had a speedboat that I think that I could outrun any government entity, I'd take it. Man.
Okay, I got you.
I'd take a shot. You know, because they say at certain times in the summertime, there's old stories like back in the 20s where they said that certain parts of Antarctica melts and you can pass through it, and there's other continents out there, like beyond Antarctica. Check out the Antarctic Treaty, man. That's a doozy. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Just ask you about the philosophy. Don't look for science. Trust your scientists, not science. Trust your government. They love you. They would never lie to you. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look for a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course you live on a spinning space ball. Don't look. Look away. Look away.
West Virginia? Okay.
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. You live on the spinning space ball within. Science loves you.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool.
They would never lie about asbestos and cigarettes. The government would never lie about the Gulf of Tonkin. Of course we needed to go to Vietnam.
Ain't no problem with that. Right there.
They never lie. They know taxes are good for you. That's why they keep raising them.
Also, he's out here doing stuff like this all the not here, but wherever.
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. You live on a spinning space ball
Oh yeah, that's the
within.
guy you're telling me about, right?
Trust your government. They love you.
Awesome, man. We've had some great conversations.
Keep questioning everything.
Can't
Don't
believe I've
question your
never
government.
seen
They
it.
love you. They would never lie.
Yeah, it is.
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look for vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course you live on a spinning space ball. NASA would never lie. They only get $58 million a day to make pictures.
It's getting chilly.
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look at the information. Stay asleep. Stay asleep. You sleep. They live. You sleep. They live. Obey. Obey your government. Don't question anything. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look for vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course you live in outer space on a ball. Don't look at the information. It's too hard. Don't question anything. Trust your government. Your government loves you. Trust your government. They would never lie. Your government loves you. They would never lie. Don't look at the information. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look for a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course they would never lie to you. You live on a spinning space ball. Your government loves you.
Somebody picked up the $100 thing.
Oh darn, I thought that sign said free drugs, but it's free hugs. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a giant ball within. Don't look for a vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Air pressure next to space, of course that's a real thing. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. You live on a giant space ball within. Your government loves you. They would never lie. Obey your government. Obey. Obey your government because they love you. They would never lie. Stick a needle in my eye. Piece of apple pie. Why oh why? Don't make me cry. Free bugs. Don't look for curvature, don't look for spin. They went to outer space. They landed on the moon, but they can't get back because they destroyed the technology and it's too difficult of a process to build it back. Of course we went to the moon. Don't look at it. Don't look. Obey. Obey your government. Obey your oppressors. Pay your taxes. They know they're good for you, that's why they keep raising them. Taxes are good. They pay for your roads because, you know, we'd never figure out how to do it by ourselves. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look for a vacuum next to an air pressure without a barrier. Of course we live on a spinning space ball. Don't look at this evidence. I mean, fake stuff. Government loves you. They would never lie. They love you. Don't question government, they love you. They love you so much. They know you love taxes too, that's why they keep raising them. Don't look for curvature, don't look for spin. Of course you live on a spinning space ball within. Right, that is cat. Terra es plana. Terra es plana. Don't look for curvature, don't look for spin. Don't look for vacuum next to an air pressure. Of course you live on a spinning space ball. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look for air pressure next to a vacuum without a barrier. Of course, you live on a spinning space vesicle. You live in space. Believe your government. They love you. I'm just kidding. They don't love you. Your daddy loves you. They don't. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course, you live on a spinning space ball within. Don't look for a vacuum next to an air pressure without a barrier. Of course it exists. Don't look for a spinning ball with water sticking around it. You just believe. They told you so it must be true. Trust your government. Trust your science. Science! The water in your bathtub is always flat on the top. The water in the lake is always flat on the top. The water of the ocean is always flat on the top. All water is flat on the top. Flat on the top. You can't get a ball with flat ocean. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a spinning space ball within. You can have vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. How dare you ask questions? Obey your government. They love you. Obey. They know you love taxes. That's why they keep raising them. You love these taxes. Trust your government. They love you. Don't look at this information. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't look for vacuum next to air pressure without a barrier. Of course you live on a spinning space vesicle. Space is strange. Spinning space balls, what else could it be? Don't you feel the movement? Don't you see the curve of the sea? It's irresistible, can't you see? Don't question anything, obey your government. Don't look for curvature, don't look for movement, don't look for vacuum next to an air pressure without a barrier. Of course you live on spinning space balls. Never request government. Never question government. They love you. You are their children. They love you. Don't look for curvature, don't look for spin. Of course, you live on a spinning space ball within.
It's just so obvious. It's just so obvious.
Don't look for air pressure next to a vacuum without a barrier. Of course, you live on a spinning space ball. What else could it be? Don't listen to these silly people that question government. Government loves you. They would never lie. Science! Science! Don't question anything. The government loves you. They would never lie to you. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a spinning space ball within. Think about a vacuum next to an air pressure without a barrier. That exists, right? How do you get water to stick to a spinning ball? That's amazing. Science! 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 Trust your government. Trust your education. Maybe into your head so much, how can you dare question them? You put the same thing for years. 12 years at least. They would never lie to you. Government never lies. They love you. They love you. Don't question anything. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. You live on a spinning spitball within.
It's on YouTube. They're live.
That's kind of fact. Rub it up, dog. Thanks for the drop. The water in the top stays level and flat. All water finds its level. That river down there proves that water lays flat. Water in the ocean is flat. Sea level in Australia, sea level in California, it's a straight line. There is no curvature. There is no movement.
You'll find a globe like tour.
What am I saying? Believe the government. They would never lie to you.
Going around traveling in a camper van. They got a camper van like that with all kinds of information like this.
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a spinning space ball within. Who cares about a vacuum next to an air pressure without a barrier? Of course you live on a spinning space ball.
It's just like
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a spinning space ball within. Don't you dare question science. Don't do it. Don't do it. Love your government. They love you back. And they know you love taxes. That's why they keep raising them. Your government loves you. Don't question it. They love you. They love you. Don't question science. They would never lie to you about cigarettes and asbestos. I mean, don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. You live on a spinning space ball, man. Don't look for a vacuum next to an air press without a barrier. Of course it's possible. It's possible. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a spinning space ball, man. Do not question authority. Obey. Obey. Don't look for curvature. Don't look at the information. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a spinning space ball within. The government would never lie to you. They love you. Your government loves you. Your government deity cares for you. You are his children. They would never lie. They would never tell you about Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. Why would they lie to you about the ball? They would never lie to you about anything at all. They would not lie to you in a house. They would not lie to you about a mouse. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. You definitely live on a space ball. Baseball.
It's not 100% accurate, we know that, but we feel like it's a lot closer to the state of where we live. We've never seen the ball. We don't feel any kind of
Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Of course you live on a space ball within. Don't look for curvature. Don't look for spin. Don't listen to these people. Love your government. They love you back. Don't question anything. Obey. Obey your government. Don't look. Don't look at the information. Whatever you do, don't stop. Keep going. Don't look. They'll ruin your world. Don't look. Walk away. Walk away. Obey your government. Obey them. They love you. They would never lie. The Bible says flat earth. The Bible says it's stationary and unmoving. Look it up. Yeshua knew the earth was flat. That's why he went to a giant mountain to look at all the continents of the earth. The earth is flat. Don't trust science. They tell you Big Bang and evolution. They also tell you you live on a spinning space ball, circling around the God of sun.
And that's what we're
Don't
seeing.
look for curvature, don't look for change. You want to fix it, fall in. Trust the government, they would never lie. Don't ask questions, don't look at.
We can really tell. We can look at them with a telescope.
Don't question anything. Good little students.
You saw a balloon.
You get a straight A for obeying your government. Straight A. Straight A. Jesus loves you and he wants you to know the earth is flat. Even though his name's not Jesus, it's Yeshua.
The government, because that's what you're talking about. What would they gain?
Oh my gosh, if I have to hear that question one more time.
I'm sorry.
No. Look, this is always the question. This is the point, right? If somebody lied to you, okay, and they said, do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. So they said, I saw your boyfriend and he was kissing this girl, and then later on you found out that that girl lied, right? But do you ask why did she lie, or do you say, I don't want to be lied to?
You can check an object.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well,
if it's a lie, it doesn't matter why they're lying to you. What matters is the lie. Like, stop freaking lying to us. Let us know where we are, who we are, and so we can find out where we're going to progress to. If you constantly believe that you're a speck of dust in a giant universe of nothingness, that's what you always believe. They don't let you question anything. Because back in the day, science used to be testable, repeatable, provable, and now it's just science says so, therefore believe it.
So
what we're doing is we're doing the scientific method. We're trying to observe, test, measure, repeat. And we're not able to do that. And the curvature formula that they give us, not our math, their math, says that 8 inches per mile squared, you see a dropping of curvature of the horizon level. Okay? So you know what a tangent is?
Yeah.
Like if you have a line that draws down to the curvature, right? So the tangent drops down at every mile squared and then 8 inches.
Yeah.
Okay? So 2 miles with 2 times 2 is 4 times 8 inches. So in 2 miles, 8 inches is dropping. So it gets exponentially deeper. Okay? Because it's not a slope, it's a curve. The physics of the ball is that everything falls away from you in every direction. That's the physics of the ball, right?
There's no curve.
So if you have a measure and you're looking out, let's say you're looking out 10 miles. 10 miles, that means anything that you see in the distance that's taller than 60 feet should be completely below the horizon. 60 feet. But yet, if you drive like 10 miles away from a big city, you can still see the skyline. You know, you can see for miles and miles and miles.
So the calculation is okay.
I don't do the calculation. They do.
But the calculation
Yeah.
is the standard.
8 inches per mile squared.
There's the low CAD.
And then there would be a
100 miles.
Yes.
You're saying that if that was true, then we would be able to see.
We wouldn't be able to see anything on the other side of the curve.
Right. Okay.
So like in this example, it says 8 inches per mile squared is 1,700 feet of the expected curvature. Okay, so this building could be like this under the horizon. And we see the whole city. That's just one proof. Okay, here's another thing. What is the physics of water? Build a container, flat on the top, right? So, and I'm not talking about the meniscus around the side, okay? I know what I'm talking about, right? But water in a bathtub, right? When you get in a bathtub, do you ever see your knees, the shape of your knees bulging out on the top of the water? No, it's always flat at the top, right? If you've ever been in a pool and it's really calm, no wind or anything, completely flat, right? You can actually measure that where it's like to the millimeters, it's flat because it finds its, its fastest motion down, right? Path of least resistance, okay? So when it's flat at a lake and you can measure across the lake, that's 30 miles long. You shouldn't be able to see the other beach, but yet you can have someone with a mirror flashing the sun back at you and you can see it perfectly. And you're supposed to be a half a mile below the horizon. A half a mile. 2,000 feet below the horizon and you can see a mirror from the beach? It's crazy. And I know it sounds ridiculous because we all thought that. Every one of us never went, oh, I want to be a flat earther. No, we looked at this and we're like, no, I'm going to prove the ball. These guys are idiots. I'm going to prove them wrong. And then when you try to prove them wrong, that's when everything falls apart. I've been a CAD, you know what a CAD drafter is? Computer-aided drafting and design. They draw plans for engineers. Okay?
Yeah.
So civil drafting is where you do land development. Okay? I've done huge acreage of land and miles of road. Okay? We should figure out that curvature formula in every large project. We never do. I used to live in Florida. It's flat there. That's where I did most of my work. And if we do a lot with drainage. If the earth was a sphere, we'd never have to worry about drainage. It would all just fall away.
How would
So the concept of gravity
Yeah, that's what I'm
is
asking.
simply, all it is an explanation of why things fall down. You would say it pulls to the center of the earth, I would just say it pulls down. Okay? When you,
Negative below.
right,
Electric field.
right, there's a static electric field.
Okay.
And have you ever heard of potential energy? Like every 100 meters is 100 volts or something like that? Every meter is 100 volts. Yeah.
200 volts of electricity in the air per cubic meter.
So it's dielectric,
300 and 400.
right?
Keeps going up.
And then everything else is explained by buoyancy and density. So if anything is lighter than the medium it's in, it's going to go up. If anything's heavier than the medium it's in, it's going to go down. That's all there is to it. There is no spin. Okay, so the only reason they came up with the idea of gravity is because Newton needed to figure out a way, how do we stick to the spinning ball without flying off? But if you don't have a spinning ball, you don't need it. Down is down. That's all there is to it.
Electricity, density, and oil.
Yep. And he's proven it with a bunch of different tests. It's pretty cool.
Tectonic plates. What's your stance on that thing?
Does it need to be a ball for tectonic plates to work?
It could just be like shifting around.
It doesn't change
Right,
anything.
So when it comes to
Doesn't change anything.
core of the mantle.
Okay, so let me ask. Look, we've gotten like all the same questions, so he's not laughing at you. We've heard it 1,000
No,
times.
it's okay.
So the picture that they show you in your textbook, right? They show you this gobstopper, right, with the white and the yellow and the red, right? Okay, so do you know what the deepest hole ever drilled is? Take a guess.
Sure. You know what? Why don't you just tell me?
8 miles out of 4,000. They have no idea of what's below the surface. They have no idea.
And when they dug this, it was in Russia.
It's called a
Some
borehole.
super deep borehole. They found that what they believed was down there was 40 miles. Just 8 miles. They thought it was going to